Welcome everybody to a 2v2 match in Immortal Gates of Pyre. We'll have, at the top side, we'll have Skruffy playing as Orzum, with his partner Bemnex playing as Atslan in Aru Immortal. On the other side, we'll have Hydraulix playing as Ajari, and Magicall playing as Atslan. So two Atslans in this match, one Ajari, one Orzum. Should be a very exciting match, as Magicall going for a fast expand, and Hydraulix instead going for very early units, 2 Legion Halls to begin with. He might be aggressive or might just be heading out to get those early Pyre camps, try to get some advantage. Ajari is pretty good at aggression in general, just because in the early game she gets her Heaven's Age, is it Heaven's Age? Heaven's Aegis ability, which gives a lot of shields to one of her units, cast it instantly, really helps keep your units alive. So if you want to do a push, it can be hard for your opponent to push through that armor and try and focus fire her down. Scouts heading out. A lot of units going to come out from Hydraulix very, very soon. There we go. 6 Safari coming in. Right, there's the pain. Scouts getting in a way. Hydraulix does not want his opponents to see exactly what he's up to. Not sure if I saw a scout go in here. Magicall very quick at spreading out his root way, getting the root buds out of the way, getting them closer, as Atlan does want those. If Atlan can get them closer to the front, it's going to be very advantageous for him. He'll be able to get Atlan, which gives some extra bonus health points to his units all around them, where Atlan is situated. Here comes the Safari. Yeah, exactly. Hydraulix just going for the throat right away. Gonna jump on his opponent, try and do some damage. But the Centauri are already here. 4 Centauri is about equivalent to 6 Safari. Of course, he does have the Heaven's Age. It's going to be a bit about focus firing at this point. Try and get at least 1 kill out of this, but Hydraulix quickly pulls back as Skruffy was able to get his stuff up and running. He scouted it, went for 2 Legion Halls quickly to be able to defend it, and Hydraulix going to go instead for that quick Pyre to offset, going for that later expansion. The expansion is still being made. Hydraulix just wanted a bit of a quick, forcing their opponents to do something to respond to him. Shouldn't put him back too far, just a little bit. And gives the first Pyre camp. Scruffy could try and attack the tower, but that would be ill-advised, as Hydraulix can help defend it and do some damage. Side, Hydraulix getting ready to go for a next one. I want to be able to keep all his units alive. This time Scruffy might decide to come in. Not this time. Yeah, keeping a scout alive there just to be able to keep going. Here comes the last of the Safari. Behind this, Hydraulix taking some Ether in an orthodox manner, going for Keeper Heart and Flames, either for upgrades and wants his Fire Singers quickly, Reliquary to allow him to get those Sao Shin, a very strong composition for Ajari, allowing the healing units to jump up and speed booster units as they try to get into the action. Hydraulix getting a lot of Pyre here, 100 already, gets both Pyre camps in the middle. Magicall going to help his ally defend these with his Zakals. He went for very fast Zakals. Didn't feel like going for Root Shepherds, which often the play in these early stages. They might be preparing another attack. Magicall keeping his scouts alive and checking where the opponents are. Skruffy and Bemnex very comfortable on their 2 bases, just keeping up their units and Bone Canopy. Seems like Bemnex is going to go for another From push like he did last game. He sees his opponent going for the backdoor rocks. He doesn't want that to let that happen. He's just going to keep his Mass Hunters there shooting at them. And the Froms come out. That's going to keep him hidden or coming out. Skruffy comes in to push those away. Hydraulix responds immediately and tries to get them off. And Magicall can try and get them off. He sees the Froms though. Magicall calls out immediately, pings on the map, tells his ally some defense is going to come out immediately as Recreator comes out, as he does need those to build static defense. Eros didn't come out. Eros great at dealing with this because, yeah, explosive suicide bombers on top of those Froms. Froms coming in, you can try and do as much damage as they can. He needs to focus fire down if he wants any kills. He got 1. And try and get a second one here. And here come the Aerox. At this time, the Froms are in trouble. Bemnex sees them, snipes one of them on the first hit. On the other side, Hydraulix still trying to jump into his opponent's base as all of this is happening. Behind this, Skruffy pushing forward on his opponent. As more Frums come out, they have survived so far against the very first units. 2 Aerovores coming in as Skruffy is forced to pull back as the defense was good enough on the front side. Behind this, Hydraulix made into the main with all of his units. They're going to do some damage. Frums are coming in. Sapari won't be able to kill the Frums if they don't hit in the air, but they will be able to do some damage at the forefront instead. Bemnex at the same time still trying to do as much damage as he can, being annoying with his units. Skruffy comes in and helps his ally. Those units are going to be recalled back to his home. They're going to be teleported to the closest base, which was this one, which helps not really push back him, at least keeps him alive. He did his damage, destroyed the rocks. Now Bemnex is going to have to always be careful about these rocks for the rest of this game. Dangerous proposition here. So Cal's going through the center. That's a lot of Frums. He really loves his Frums. He's going to be able to snipe some of those buildings. Even one fire singer is not going to be enough here. Yeah, he focuses it down. Going to 4-shot it with all his Frums. And they get into a frenzy, which means they're going to shoot faster for a few more seconds. It's all about what do they want to kill right now. They have the time to kill at least a few things. He's going for a second fire singer to try and keep those one out of the way. Magical trying to push forward this time. He's going to try and help his ally, but might be till not have enough. A Sentinel's going to come out, and one Sentinel might push them back a bit, but won't be quite enough, as Ben is going to have a lot of damage here. Jumping on top of the units, the moats are running away from any of this danger. With a fire singer and a tower court might be enough to defend this. Bemnex trying to get as much damage as he can. Moats want to come back, defend, and the Apostle of Binding goes down. No more Ether collection. Magicall though is proposing a counterattack. Bemnex might have enough. His units were out of position. He's coming in. Magicall going for the snipe immediately. Skruffy is Orzoom, and a Deep Worm comes out from Magicall. Magicall wants this base. He's going to snipe it one way or the other. Deep Worm comes in, make it much harder for Skruffy to do any type of damage. Salvation comes out from Hydraulix, make sure that none of these units actually die. But unfortunately, it gets pulled back to the other side, and Magicall is left here alone with his Deep Worm. Really wants to take down a third base. Magicall has a third base of his own. While Hydraulix still trying to deal with those Frums, is keeping his natural from mining. Is he going to get the base? Yeah, it seems like he will. Skruffy might not have had enough Pyre to put down the Empire Unbroken to keep that base alive. At least he'll get the units on the way out. This is an expensive take for Magicall, but may have been worth it. Getting that base is always good, as his allies' economy was in shambles this time. Sentinels coming in to try and deal, but that's a lot of Frums. Bemnex might want to keep trying to deal with these. Behind this, he is still going to keep frumming it up from Resonance, Mass Hunters, getting as many strong, powerful units as a backbone to keep going against this. With that many Frums, you need a proper response. All the Sentinels might be enough. Just gotta be very careful here. Seems like it is, as there's only a few Frums left at this point. Behind this, Skruffy is going for a counterattack. Realize that this isn't it. That's a lot of units from Magicall, plus defensive position and all of that makes it not worth to come forward. Only a few Frums left. The Sentinels have done their job. They've been able to counteract the Frum damage that's been going on. Even keeps one of the Sentinels alive with barely any HP. 14 HP left on that one. And the final Frum goes down with Bemnex only having 5 more on the way. Still has some, but he was transitioning into the ever so powerful Resonant composition. Behind this, Hydraulix Magicall have the upgrade advantage, getting 10% extra damage protection against their opponents. So obviously exactly what you need here. Trying to keep the camp to himself, and good job on Bemnex getting the camp before his opponent can. Magicall wants to deny the camp, but won't be able to. Will run back before he takes too much damage from this. This is a full attack. Skruffy and Bemnex going straight forward. Pillar of the Heaven comes down, trying to clench into that position. Jumping forward, all the units within the zone get 30% damage boost. As the units try to get us around, Hydraulix and Magicall have a nice view of this, but the Resonance in the back dishing the pain to their opponents. Needed to stay near to those. As Magicall and Hydraulix trying to find a good angle of attack, but have Skruffy and Bemnex done it? Have they been able to find a good position to keep attacking into? This one is unsure, as Hydraulix and Magicall's reinforcements are coming in, trying to deal with it. Bemnex focus running down the Resonant, but he gets shielded up by Hydraulix. Great move. Just really want to keep these units alive. Finally gets taken down despite the shield, and Team Ice really getting into a strong position here. Is it going to be enough to keep it? More reinforcements coming for Team Ice, and Team Fire really doing their best to survive here. They have a bit less supply. Then their opponents, a few spellcasters in the back could make a big difference, but might not be enough as Team Ice still pushing forward and nothing really counterattacking on the other side. Team Fire really need to defend this. Is it worth defending this base, or should they pull back and come back later? Seems like Magicall has his unit stuck here. He can't really escape here, trying to just survive. Atlan's on the east side, and Resonance. Okay, Resonance are finally sieging up. They get exploded by Aerox. Aerox are right there and decide to suicide bomb themselves onto the ground. Wravebow's coming in against all the ant as the final ant here. A Deep Orb comes in to help in this push. Bemnex really wants to get at least one base here. Seem to have won the battle initially, but as the battle wages on and Team Fire's reinforcements get closer, it's going to be harder and harder. Rootworm does a giant push as Team Ice are able, with the ultimate, to get a good surround, a good arc on their opponent. The push keeps coming as Team Fire try to survive behind this. Resonance sieging up. Team Ice getting the workers. The base is still alive though. Magicall just needs to keep the base alive and they would be in a decent position still. It's all about the supply now, about being efficient in the fight. Bemnex sieged up his Resonance and Magicall wants none of them. Jumps forward, tries to snipes two of them immediately. There's one in the back, sets up his own Resonant. And Team Ice, this battle is still ongoing. It never ends as Team Fire seems to have finally repelled their opponents going up the hill, and Team Ice are in full retreat. They have a lot of units left. This was an incredible battle. Big win from Team Fire, being able to survive it without losing third base. Lost a lot of workers, but honestly, that was worth it for how much damage they were able to do to each other. Game state is pretty equal. Behind this, Bemnex was able to expand, double expand even. Hydraulix wants to get on that. Only one on 4 bases. They're fine. 5 bases for Bemnex. Skruffy probably wants to take his base. Yeah, he's looking at it right now. He is ready to expand his next base. He needs his 4th base. Magicall behind this, also taking his 4th. Pretty equal state economically. Bemnex maybe slightly ahead here. Oh, Resonance on the top of the hill. A great position for him. But is it enough? As the pillar comes down for Skruffy to help defend this. And from there, Magicall sees it, decides to pull back. Hydraulix gets nuked on top of his army. Loses half of his forces there. Not reacting in time to the giant pillar dropping down upon him. Hydraulix luckily still has his 4 base, going to be able to reproduce his army. Stays near the Citadel, which will heal up his units as they're setting up for their next big push. Skruffy and Bemnex haven't had enough. They tried to push the first time. It didn't work out. This time they are setting up the 5 Resonance. All about keeping those 5 Resonance alive is going to make a huge difference in this fight. Magicall has a Behemoth ready to fight and come forward. Not too many anti-air here. Tries to keep it alive. Tries to get us around there, but Hydraulix doesn't have that many units left. It's a full army fight as a salvation comes down from Hydraulix. Wants to keep all his units alive, but they get sniped. I do not see a Jari right now holding her jar and trying to keep going. This time, Team Ice seem to have done it. They're pushing forward. Gets a 3rd of Hydraulix. He has his 4th alive, but not be enough as Skruffy keeps trying to push forward. Magicall behind all this, going for the counterattack to make sure Bemnex stays on Skruffy stays on free bases. But Magicall, the issue behind all this, still has his free base. Okay, it's not that bad. Hydraulix pushing up at the top of the hill. He's gonna have a bit of a higher arc, but the Resonance are sieging up. You cannot win this fight. Magicall's gonna try and help his ally by coming in for a full surround. That's a lot of units from Team Ice. Let's see, can the full surround work at this point? Magicall jumping forward. Hydraulix trying to make something happen. By trying to make something happen, he's going to lose all his workers mining at his 4th base. Trying to come down. The Resonance pushed him forward. South Shinsapari trying to stay alive here. As behind all this, Magicall's counterattack is proving super powerful again. Skruffy pulling back with most of his units. Realize that he can still keep most of the front. There aren't that many. Send some Zephyrs. It's going to be enough to defend this. Seems like very well might. As Magicall comes in with his Behemoths, all the units were gone. He's going to try and counter those Resonance in the ground. Try to get down those powerful zone control units from doing any type of damage. Now Magicall's pushing with the rest of the units. Behind all this, Bemnex doesn't mind sacrificing his Resonance. Seems like he's got the base. Resonance still going to do a lot of damage. They are so powerful here. Doing as much damage as they can on the exit. Behind all this, look at the supply. It's the story of the game right now. Skruffy and Bemnex are dominating. Magicall was not able to kill the 3rd base of Skruffy, but did kill the 4th. And Team Fire are in trouble. Only on 5 bases to their opponent's 8 at this point. 7 at this point. 5 bases to 7. A good advantage. The main bases are done mining, or almost are. As well as the naturals at this point. It's going to be at this point, it's all about the expansions, keeping those alive. that's going to determine the fate of this game. Hydraulix, not enough money to rebuild the next base as he wants to support his ally with units as much as he can. And at this point, they see the fight coming. Team Ice are ready to launch their next fight, jumping in on top of this. Behemoth's coming in from Magicall, but the pillar comes down, securing this area for Team Ice. They are making sure the opponents cannot jump on this. A Deep Worm comes in from Magicall, really stopping that pillar from being all that effective and controlling that zone. Team Ice looking for another angle of attack. We're just waiting for the Worm to be done fighting. Steve, the Deep Worm, heading back to his grounds. I'm just going to wait there as long as he defends his zone. Behemoths come in, shoot a load of keto, then run back. That's the whole point of a skirmisher. Skruffy sees they already shot them, wins steps forward and teleports under them to try and take a few of them out. Hydraulix, nice shield of Heaven's Aegis to shield up the Behemoth to stop him from dying. As Team Ice at this point see their opportunity. Hydraulix does not have much left. They're pushing forward. Magicall is about to lose third base. Doesn't have a retreat path with the rocks still open. He brings down Adslan to help defend, create a bit of a zone of power, but might not be enough as Bemnex decides to go for the juggler, jumps into the naturals, pushes in, summons a Deep Worm, and stops his opponent from really doing absolutely anything, as there's not much zone for them to come into. Magicall comes in with the last few units, and it's going to be hard with those Behemoths. They're going to shoot their load, but it's not enough, as Skruffy and Bemnex take this game, the revenge tour. After Magicall and Hydraulix took the first game, Skruffy and Bemnex are able to take game 2.